Hey guys, TRScientist here, and today I am getting back into some more Reddit videos, like Reddit Tuesday stuff. Really, like even after the whole Reddit project, I figured I'm gonna keep doing some Reddit stuff because it's a lot of fun to do Reddit stuff. And speaking of Reddit, today I'm covering r/entitled parents once again. I've got 3 stories all ready to go, a small, a medium, and a large. Let's start with a small story of my mother-in-law locked me out of my own house 3 days in a row. My mother-in-law, is 60 years old, was evicted from her house, and all of her other children have refused to take her in. Refer to my Am I the A-hole post. My wife, a 30-year-old female, and I were nice enough to let her stay in our apartment until she got her housing figured out. This process was supposed to take 2 weeks, but it turned into 3 months. She hasn't helped around the house, and started to eat our food that she didn't pay for, and turned my living room into a bedroom where she nods out and watches my TV all day and night. Last week, my wife and I called her out for milking this entire situation, and now she's starting to barricade me from the house every time I come home from work, as well as hiding my work shoes and stealing my clothes. Why? We tried to kick her out, but she's refusing to leave and calls us assholes even though we took her in. I'm sick of her petty bullshit that this 60-year-old woman is playing when we were nice enough to let her stay while she figures things out. She is a sociopath, and now I understand why the other siblings didn't want her in their homes. Just because of how short it is, I'm going to take a look at the first comment because I noticed it. But I need to read this. Damn, why do the parents have to be like, I don't have a house, let me stay in your house because I'm your mother, I'm your father, I own you. Like, no you don't, I have a life, leave me out of it. Let's move on to our medium story. My parents threw fake money at me when it exposed their blatant theft to the rest of the family. This happened in 2015. I was 18 and was about to move out on my own. Prior to this, I had a savings account my parents had helped me set up. And I'd been putting money into it in any way I could for 3 years. Birthday money, odd jobs, part-time after school job washing dishes, all that stuff. And I managed to save a few thousand into it. I'd really been wanting to move out because I had 2 little brothers that absolutely drive me up the wall. Just absolute car run up the wall and on the roof. My parents loved me, making me the live-in babysitter whenever I wasn't working. Oh, you got those parents. You have those parents, huh? Which is why I used the excuse to work as much as I could. When the time came that I wanted to move out, my parents said they wanted me to stay because they needed my help. Oh my goodness. And were wanting me to start paying rent to help with the bills. Oh no. But I held my ground that I wanted to live on my own. I already paid the deposit and first month's rent on an apartment without telling them. And by that point, I had a local full-time job. So I was set to move out after about another month. So when they found that out, they freaked and told me to get out that day if I wanted to be on my own so bad. I packed what I could and left to go to my aunt and uncle's house. It was a 4-mile ride with a bicycle that I had a small trailer hooked to. Nice and simple. When I told my aunt and uncle what happened, they were very angry and took me in right away. A couple days later, I went to withdraw all the money from my account and saw it was empty. My parents had come in the day prior and cleaned it out. Oh, this is why you don't let your parents have access to your account. They're gonna just take it and run. Wow. What? All the bank could do was give me a balance statement saying so. Because my parents were co-signers on the account, that meant they had access to the money too. Then my aunt got an idea and started calling up other people in the family to tell them what my parents had done. It wasn't long before the shit had hit the fan. My other aunts, uncles, cousins and grandparents were all furious and let my parents have it. I don't know what kind of excuses my parents gave them, but it didn't work. Next time I saw my parents, they showed up to my aunt and uncle's house to yell at me. When they saw me, my mother threw some money at me and called me an ungrateful brat for telling everyone. My aunt then said it was her who told everyone, not me. I looked at the money they'd thrown and it was just some kid play money my little brothers had. I asked where the real money was, and my parents said they already used it to pay off a credit card. Oh my gosh. I said I wanted the money they stole back for real. But they refused and said it was their right to take it since they opened the account for me and I still have a job. My expenses at the moment were fine because my next paycheck was deposited in a new account. And I was able to save until the apartment was ready. But my parents took a lot of heat from my aunt and uncle until they left. My cousin also used to babysit for my parents when I was busy. And she not only refused to do so again after what they did, but told me she put out the word to other teen babysitters on social media to avoid my parents because there were fees. By the time I was living in my apartment, my parents finally couldn't take the social stigma anymore and met me to compromise. They said they couldn't pay me back all at once and asked for a payment plan. I had the exact number of the amount they'd stolen and said I wanted it all back. They actually tried to haggle me down to half the total, but I refused to anything but the full amount, as you should. They reluctantly agreed and gave me $200 a month in cash for 2 years before it was all paid back. Now I barely ever see my parents, let alone speak to them. And they clearly still blame me for what happened too, because their reputations in the family never recovered. But I don't care. There were thieves that paid the piper. Oh my goodness. That is $10,400 that they stole. Why? $10,400. Is that, did you put like an inflation tax on that? Like the interest rate? Because if you didn't, you miss out on a chance of getting even more money from them. I will never understand why parents think that it's a good idea to be like, oh, I made the account for you, so it's also my money, so I'll just take it from you and use it for whatever I need to. Why? Anyway, let's move on to our large story. To start off, I go swimming at my local rec centre, which is pretty popular. I also mainly swim underwater, because I find it much easier than holding myself up. This is important. This happened a few days ago. I was just chilling in the deep end, swimming underwater, like usual. About 20 feet away, in the not so deep area. I thought I saw a small butt. Little booty. Whatever. I've seen a lot of skin colored suits. I come up for air, and then when I look ahead, I go, holy shit, there's actually a naked child in the pool. I start feeling awkward, so I turn back around and just stand there for a bit. After a bit, I go back to the swimming. After about 30 seconds underwater, I feel myself getting pulled up, so I push myself up to the surface. Now entered entitled Mum. What the hell are you doing? What? You're looking at my child's parts. She's only 5, you pervert. I'm sorry. I saw you look at her a few minutes ago. Then you went underwater. Oh, I assume you are the mother of that naked girl? So you admit it. You looked at her. On accident when I came up for air. Jeez. I turned around. I then get pushed underwater. She actually held me down for a bit. Then someone jumps in the water next to me and I get pulled out. I then start hearing her screaming that she was assaulted and violated, another shit like that. For the record, I wasn't really in danger because mostly because I was underwater for about 3 to 5 seconds. Anyways, time to enter the absolute fucking legend lifeguard. Ma'am, why were you holding this man underwater? He is a pedophile. He was looking at my daughter while she was naked. I'm sorry, naked? From what I've seen, he hasn't left the pool. Well, sure he didn't, but he went underwater while my daughter was naked. Well, yeah, because I really only swim underwater. I can't see that far underwater. It gets foggy. Wait, is your daughter in the pool? Well, yes. What does that even fucking matter? He's staring at her. No need for language, but please explain why your daughter is naked in the pool. Because she doesn't like swimsuits. But it doesn't matter. Call the police and have this boy arrested. Excuse me, sir, but can I hear your side of this story? Well, I was swimming underwater, and when I came up for air, I saw a naked child in the pool about 20 feet away. I just turned around, and after a minute or two, went back under. 30 seconds later, she was pulling me out of the water, and all this began. Alright, I'm gonna have to ask you to get your daughter out of the water and clothed. Then we have to talk to my manager. Finally, something is happening towards punishing this pervert. The lifeguard just winks at me. It was at this point I realized this guy already knew what actually happened and doesn't intend to punish me. I had to go with them, cutting my night short. So although it was worth it for the fallout. At the pool manager's office, she starts yelling the moment we got in about how I was a pervert looking at her naked daughter. The lifeguard assaulted her. The police needed to be called. Blah, blah, blah. I sound like a vampire. The lifeguard then explained what happened from his point of view. I gave mine, then she gave hers. This is everyone's story. Lifeguard. I saw 2 people arguing, these 2. And from what I heard, she was mad because he was staring at her door or something. Then she pushed him under and held him down for a few seconds until I pulled her off. She started screaming about him being a pedo and staring at her naked daughter, and I asked what she meant. She had her daughter swimming naked in the pool. I was swimming underwater when I came up for air, and I noticed a naked girl. I turned around because I felt awkward, and after a few minutes, I went back under. She then came and pulled me out and started screaming. She basically just said what lifeguard said, then she dunked me and got pulled off. He stared at my daughter's vagina. And when I tried to talk to him, he screamed at me. He tried to hit me, so I pushed him. Then the lifeguard came and pushed me and hit me and then screamed at me too. And so, how about we now check the cameras? No, that's not necessary. Let's just... No. Let's just watch them so that we can prove of him and get proof of him being a pervert. Lifeguard, great reasoning. Let's do it. After this, she gets in trouble. She got in trouble. Not for the naked thing. She really just was told not to do that again. No, she was in trouble for assaulting me. She's not allowed in there for a year, and the police were called. I was asked for a statement, and I told them what I told the manager. I was asked if I wanted to press charges. I said no. I'm only 16, and I don't feel like having to enter the legal world, as well as I don't want to completely ruin this lady's life. She then screamed "fuck you" at me, the manager, and the lifeguard. That was the last I saw of her. Those two guys are fucking legends. If you read this, love you guys. Thanks for reading my story. I know it was kind of long, but I really needed to vent. Update. A very kind Reddit had told me I can still press charges. I looked it up, and that is true. I have decided that I do want to be thrown into the legal world. I will be reaching out and seeing what I can do. I'll keep you guys updated. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to read the rest of the updates here. That was fast. I am still able to press charges. Confirmed. I have to go to the police station. I'm getting ready now. She was called into the station as well and flipped out. She is denying this, I guess. According to a police officer who reached out to me, I guess I'll be going to court. I'm still figuring this out. Guess I'll see. Update number 4. She's being charged! With some legal help from previously mentioned officer, she's got charged for assaulting me. Not sure if she's been arrested, but we got her! She got arrested! Let's go! Just, let's go! It's just, I just had to do that. Anyways, I'm not going to bother with reading the edits. Fair view. Anyways. That was only 2 days ago. Wow. Okay. Anyways. I'm going to end this episode here. A lot of fun stories. And it ended with an entire parent getting arrested for assault. Anyways, links will be in the description to my main channel and also this channel for you guys to go check out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when next video comes out. Ding, ding. I'm Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.